All right. Good Saturday morning. Time now is about 11:25 or so. Getting started a few minutes late here, but we are moving forward. It's a gorgeous day across the low country of South Carolina. I'm meteorologist Brant Beckman here with Storm Team 2. And we're going to go ahead and just recap some of the weather we're expecting this weekend going towards next week. We are live on YouTube, on Twitch, on Facebook, and we are going to take your questions. If you have any questions, feel free to ask about the forecast going to this next week. Maybe you got plans this weekend. You got places you want to go. You got events you're attending. We got stuff going on this weekend. We had the Georgetown Bridge Run this morning that went off without a hitch. And we're looking at the Cooper River Bridge Run, Ravenel Bridge Run here coming up this weekend on Saturday. So we got some things to talk about. We're going to go ahead and get right to it. Let's start with what we got going on outside right now. We got beautiful conditions looking out towards the Battery for the Historic Charleston Foundation. People are out and about. They are enjoying this weather. We have fantastic weather that we're looking at. Let me show you the radar here because it shows a big picture as well. We're looking at just downright gorgeous conditions. The radar is clear. We're expecting it to stay that way through this afternoon. One thing to note, we are going to likely be seeing the potential for some isolated showers and thunderstorms as we get later on into this evening. There's a potential here, not a big one, but a potential. Check out these temperatures. We're already up into the 70s, a few 60s hanging out here or there, but we're likely going to be seeing some 80s as we head into this afternoon. Southwesterly winds really helping bring in some of the heat and moisture we're expecting. Notice it's southwesterly right along the coastline, but it's westerly as you're looking at places like Somerville, Johns Island, St. George. Kingstree is maybe a little bit on the lighter side. And one thing I want to point out, this is our severe weather outlook. Yes, we do have a chance for some isolated strong storms in the Midlands and areas of the upstate here this afternoon and evening particularly. Notice not here in the low country. Ingredients not really supportive of that. We may get a few thunderstorms with a little bit of a bite to it late tonight, especially up towards Williamsburg County and Georgetown County, but I think the rest of us will likely just see a few showers pushing through late tonight with some rumbles of thunder associated with it. Let's go ahead and talk about Vipercast here as we're moving forward. Notice that we have those showers blossom as we go into this afternoon, mostly up towards Columbia, Florence region, Williamsburg County. We'll see those thunderstorms off towards the northwest. You'll see them. Look off to the northwest about 4, 5, 6 o'clock. You'll see the clouds starting to gather a little bit. And then as we head towards 7, 8, 9 o'clock, whatever does form, I think it'll struggle in some cases. Whatever does end up forming this afternoon, we'll try and push through portions of Berkeley County, Williamsburg County, and Georgetown County, perhaps eastern Charleston County, as we get towards 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock this evening. A lot of this is going to be east of 26, if you want that kind of measure of distance. Now, this could last all the way to after midnight tonight, but after midnight, we'll start to see that dissipate as we head towards Sunday morning. Another gorgeous day expected for Sunday morning. Likely going to be seeing temperatures getting up into, once again, those mid to perhaps upper 80s by Sunday afternoon. Plenty of sunshine expected. Check out, this is noon Sunday. It's looking great. Not a cloud in the sky. You got plans. You got outdoor plans. It's going to be perfect this weekend. For some folks, might even be a little bit on the warmer side. Just a tad on the warmer side. Let's go ahead and check out as we go into Sunday evening, Monday morning. Monday, another warm day we're expecting across the area. Let's talk about these temperatures. So right now we're in those, trying to get to those 70s, right? Vipercast thinks by this afternoon we'll see some lower 80s. I think that's reasonable. I think lower 80s is going to be within reach here as we get towards this afternoon. Lots of low to mid 80s, especially as you go inland. I think St. George, Kingstree, Waltboro, is in the running for that. Now, you go Saturday night into Sunday morning, potential for those showers to come through, right? Saturday night going into Sunday morning. See some temperatures. You got plans tonight. We're looking at the coldest temperatures being in those upper 50s, mid to upper 50s, and lower 60s, especially as you head out towards the coastline. A little bit of a breeze out there might make it feel a little bit cooler. Now, Sunday afternoon, going all the way to 3, 4, 5 o'clock, notice that we're seeing those mid-80s once again. Goose Creek around 84. Walterboro looking at 85 degrees. So really not a whole lot to say about precipitation chances for Sunday. Here's what I wanted to point out, because we got a lot of folks that are trying to plan for the week. 5-day forecast does bring us into the realm here. Oh, skipped ahead for me. Let's do the inland areas first. So we got Saturday and Sunday. We got low to mid 80s. I think some 90s are going to be possible by the time we get to Sunday afternoon. And I think the closer you get to the Savannah River, the better chance you are to actually see those lower 90s. Hey, thank you everyone for joining. Go ahead and let us know where you're watching from. You can put it in the comments section. And if you have any questions about the forecast, I'll be happy to answer it. Thankfully, pretty easy going Saturday here. Not much to be concerned about in the long range. The only thing we're talking about really is those drought conditions, which are sticking around here in the low country for the foreseeable future. No rain in the forecast. Might have some few exceptions. So maybe you're doing the Cooper River Bridge Run this Saturday, all right? So you pull that up, and the first thing you notice is that you go from 83 degrees on Friday. I'm circling with the mouse there if you can barely see it. 83 degrees to 68. So we're expecting a cold front. That much seems reasonable at this point. And if you look at the overnight low temperature on Friday, 51, so that's going to be your morning temperature for large sections of our area, particularly as you head towards downtown Charleston and Mount Pleasant. So we got some low to mid 50s as you're starting your day. I got a 20% chance of showers. Now that can go up. And, you know, with these fronts coming through, especially with all that heat and moisture lying around, we'll have to pay attention to that. The potential for some showers getting into Friday night, into Saturday. Again, we'll go ahead and post the Islands and Beaches forecast here. Not going to be much different than that, but there you have it. Friday, looking at 73 degrees, waking up to low to mid 50s Saturday morning. So as you're getting ready, maybe you're planning on getting there a little bit early. You're going to be looking at those 50s out there. And then eventually as we head towards Saturday afternoon, next Saturday afternoon, looks like it's going to be in the mid 60s. We're more than 5 days out. A lot can change in that forecast, but I wanted to give you a sneak peek at what we're thinking thus far. Maybe a small chance of rain at this point. We are expecting a cold front, though, to move through. Hey, good morning. Thanks so much for joining. All right, let's go ahead and talk about something important. This jet stream. This jet stream out west is going to have a big impact on our forecast. First, I'm going to kind of lay this out. All right, look at this high pressure system. Low pressure systems get all the attention, right? They bring the storms, they bring the adverse weather, but no one talks about high pressure because generally it brings nice weather. But this is a strong, we're talking really strong area of high pressure out west. We got 110 degrees already being recorded in Arizona. Now that's breaking records by 15 degrees. That's pretty good. I don't care who you are. That's a pretty shattering record. So that's the ridge we have out west. Now watch as we move this forward, going into late March. This is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. Thursday, Friday. That ridge splits up a little bit, starts to push east. So we're going to start seeing the effects of this big ridge, this heat dome, as we get towards later portions of March. What does that mean for us? Well, that means that we're likely going to be seeing warmer temperatures that are eventually creeping over. Now, right now, March 22nd through the 31st shows that about average temperatures hanging out here in the southeast. And then as you get west of the Mississippi, it really starts to heat up. In the 2-week range, as we get towards the first week of April, low country's heating up. We're seeing those 70s and 80s in the forecast. So that is something we're paying attention to. And the 6 to 10 day and the 2-week range also keeps us on the drier side. So the firefighters out there, wildland firefighters, those that are stewards of the land, working the land, and protecting the land, water is not going to be easy to come by here. for the Lowcountry for the next about 2 weeks. Might get a few spots here or there, but no long range, no large scale systems with lots of water. Looks like it's going to be coming our way, unfortunately. We're going to have to kind of hang tight here while this period of drier weather comes through. The drought conditions, we got severe to exceptional drought conditions here going from North Florida into southern Georgia. We actually have some hazy skies out there. Look at Somerville here. You look off towards the horizon, you can see out there, there's something out there, right? It's not fog. That is a little bit of wildfire smoke. Now, it's not from anything nearby. They have some controlled burns. There are some wildfires that they're fighting down in southern Georgia and northern Florida. And the smoke from those fires getting to the upper part of the atmosphere. We got southwesterly, westerly winds that's bringing that smoke aloft through our area. So, no danger to, what am I thinking of? It's no danger to air quality concerns here. So you're just going to get a little bit more of a fuzzy look today. It's not going to be the clear blue skies that we're used to during these areas, small areas of high pressure. So that's something to think about as we go through the day today. May even have a little bit of an orange glow to the sun today with some of that wildfire smoke coming out from the northwest. So here is the map of the United States. And the only thing we have going on is the snow up in the Great Lakes region. We got some avalanche watches and warnings for the Intermountain West, for the Montana Rockies. But you notice this huge area in the center portion of the country, nothing going on. That's that high pressure building. That's what's going to be influencing our weather as we go later on into March, likely taking rain out of the equation for us, unfortunately. So that's something that we're going to be paying attention to very closely for wildfire concerns. No reason why we can't enjoy some of the warmer weather that we're going to be seeing, but just make sure you do it responsibly, right? We're doing it responsibly, being good stewards of the land. Quick look at the wind and waves forecast for today. We are seeing 3 to 4 foot swells just offshore, southwesterly winds 10 to 15 knots. Not going to be really seeing much of that push more into tomorrow. May see a little bit less of a marker there. And then the tides coming in, coming out. We already had high tide about 10:18 not too long ago. Next high tide is going to be about 10:45 this evening. So this was just a quick chirp here, and we're going to go ahead and get a quick look at the 5-day again, and then we'll go ahead and put things to rest. But just for folks that are checking out our forecast and wanted to get a sneak peek, here's what we got going on. 10-day forecast, especially going towards next week. We got the Cooper River Bridge run this next Saturday. And so far, it's looking maybe a little bit on the cooler side, some 60s for high temperatures during the day, so low to mid 50s early in the morning hours for the folks that are setting up for that run. So that's what we have going on. Thank you. Hey, appreciate you joining up. Yeah. No, we do not expect severe weather. That's a good question. So a lot of times I'll do these streams on Saturdays just to recap the forecast, maybe things that happened last week. I know there's a lot that went on last week with that forecast. And a lot of folks, we're looking at that forecast saying, we didn't have nearly the severe weather that was forecasted that last Monday. The ingredients were there. And I'll tell you that, a lot of folks did see some higher winds, but we didn't nearly get what was forecasted. Not even close here in the Lowcountry. We had one severe thunderstorm warning that rumbled through, and I know we had that brief tornado warning in Georgetown County as we got towards Monday evening, but we didn't really see the big stuff that was forecasted. And we had 20 out of the 21 ingredients, and the one that we're missing, sunshine. Got to have it. You don't have that sunshine, it's not going to kickstart. But I'll tell you, if we had all those same ingredients again, all those same ingredients would post the exact same forecast. Because it's a percentage. It's odds. You're playing against odds. And there are answers that are happening. There are things that are happening that next day that we don't know ahead of time, no matter how good the data is as of right now. We need more data. We need better We need better data for sure, and we're working on that. Meteorology is a science and still in its infancy. It's the youngest of the sciences, so that's not an excuse. It's just an explanation that we are going to be looking at storms like this in the future. And if we get those same ingredients, that same forecast is going to be posted, because 9 times out of 10 it comes together. So we want to make sure that we're highlighting that and knowing that in the future we understand that when we're posting those forecasts, it matters. People are changing plans. People are having to spend money, time, resources that they probably don't have in those cases. So we take those forecasts seriously. And given those same parameters, I'm telling you right now, we put that forecast out again because the parameters were that dangerous for that last Monday. Thankfully, we had the one ingredient that didn't show up. So those thunderstorms did not come to full flux. So listen, we got meteorologist Colby Neighbor's forecast at 6 p.m. tonight. The updated forecast, that's going to be the 10-day updates on the Cooper River Bridge Run this next this next Saturday that's coming through. Appreciate everyone who's joined up. What we're going to do is go ahead and end things here, but make sure to get out, enjoy. Gosh, this is a meteorologist telling you, get out there and enjoy it. Enjoy the sunshine, enjoy the warmth, and enjoy the lack of severe weather. Enjoy the lack of windy conditions. It's just going to be a nice day. So we're going to take advantage of that today and do our best. Do our best impression of folks that are enjoying early summer. Yeah? I think that's what we're going to do. All right? All right. Be good. Thanks for tuning in.